Hi, good morning. I'm Courtney Fairchild, President and CEO of Global Services, and we're here this morning in our next installment of the new normal in government contracting, where we talk about all of the issues that we're facing through the pandemic, and even more specifically to government contracting. We are very lucky today to have my friend and the President and CEO of TargetGov, Miss Gloria Larkin. Hi, Gloria, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure, Courtney. Looking forward to it.
So TargetGov provides expert consulting services and business development products that have directly resulted in clients of all sizes winning billions of dollars in federal contracts. So that's some of what we're going to talk about today. But let's start off a little bit more general in terms of the pandemic. And I want to get your thoughts, as I do with every guest, on some of the sweeping changes to the industry specific to GovCon throughout the last year and a half, and what your thoughts are on that.
Well, we actually saw the busiest year ever. We've been in business 24 years. And starting with the pandemic and the crisis of remote work, we ended up actually going back into the office shortly thereafter and have been in the office full time since, with some team members working remotely as they did originally. So it wasn't just pandemic related. The issues for us have been, we're getting busier and busier. The federal contracting market grew. It went from 550 billion to over 750 billion because of the pandemic. So this was nonstop work. And the good news is about the federal government is there's always business. So we just jumped in with all of our feet and have been running full steam ahead.
So let's talk a little bit about government contracting and your expertise. You recently had an article, and we have posted it, or will post it tomorrow, on our blog site on lowest price technically acceptable, or LPTA, and that trend in federal contracting. So I'm going to let you tell our audience a little bit more about LPTA and how it's affected your clients since the inception of sort of when it started.
Well, this is absolutely a pendulum. Being in business like you for over 20 years, we just see it move from one side to the other. So it's a continuum. It's not start and stop. It will actually be around forever. The concept of lowest price technically acceptable is bane to most contractors' existence. It is hated with a vengeance because it does not focus on doing the best work. It focuses 100% on who's the cheapest to do the work. And when that pendulum swung heavily into the LPTA, lowest price technically acceptable mode of contracting, not only did government contractors suffer, the government did as well, because hiring the cheapest person or contractor company to do the work did not result in projects being completed, well done, high marks on quality, and even achieving the goals of the projects. As a matter of fact, it was the exact opposite. Therefore, the pendulum is now swinging back the other direction, I'm very happy to say, meaning that civilian agencies, as well as Department of Defense, now have FAR regulations mandating that LPTA not be used except in very specific circumstances. So this is now a done deal. The regulations are in effect. And if you would like a copy of the PDF of that regulation with the information about this podcast, you'll have our contact. We'll be happy to send you that PDF because you'll want to know it. If you're getting a contracting officer who's saying we're going to focus on the LPTA, you want to gently really educate that contracting officer about the new or the current rules and regulations around it.
Yeah, for sure. And there are some scenarios that you can see for a lowest price technically acceptable, but they shouldn't be for higher level professional services, technical services, things that really require that you have the best of something for the solution. And it certainly doesn't lead to any innovation in government contracting, right? If we're going to go to the cheapest, there's no thought outside of the box, and it sort of forces everyone back into what we've been doing, more butts and seats for so many years as government contractors, as opposed to helping the government move forward and helping the agency advance their mission.
And
go ahead.
I believe this is all a very strong strategy now for contractors to really embrace, because if there's any contractors crying the blues because they're being forced into LPTA, there are ways to actually shape the opportunities outside of LPTA. Happy to talk to anybody about how to do that specifically on upcoming contracts. So first of all, one of our mantras is let's educate everybody, because the more successful we all are, the better off it is for everyone. So what I'll be telling you right now are some very interesting strategies, 8 of them, as a matter of fact, for success in the federal space. And if you are arguing the idea of let's not do LPTA versus let's focus on best value, Mr. Decision or Ms. Decision Maker, the first thing you want is to have a PDF of the federal acquisition regulation that just went into effect earlier this year. Again, happy to provide the link to that or even give you the PDF. Just let us know. The second, and the reason is we don't want to shove that down the contracting officer's throat. That's never a way to make a friend.
It's not.
No choking allowed. This is an education process, educating yourself first of all, and then, if needed, educating the contracting team, because many of them are newbies and they're not fully educated as many of the legacy acquisition and contracting professionals were before vast majority of them retired as of last December. So the second thing after you have that PDF is research your target agency. Do they have a history of those LPTAs, or are they a best value shop to begin with? Because, why create a problem if there is none? And moving forward, researching is something that will take time and effort. If you don't want to put that time and effort in, guess who can help you with that? Then in being proactive in communications, and I will take a breath here, Courtney, I promise, because I know that you'll have
I'm fascinated. Go.
A question or two. These communications should be done all year long, not just when the RFP is going to come out. And this speaks to what you had mentioned earlier. A lot of people just want to bid. And what happens? They lose. So instead, we want you to bid, win, bid, win. We want you to win all the time, or as much as you possibly can, and not bid so much, because bidding and not winning is very expensive. So by having these proactive communications all year long with your targets, where you are shaping opportunities around what they need and your differentiators, your P-win just starts increasing and going up. Using the TargetGov rule of 3, I trademarked that because
I love it.
It is effective. And I'm going to tell you what it is right now. The TargetGov rule of 3 is really quite specific. And it says, never meet with anybody. No one, no agency represented, contracting, acquisition, program level folks, no prime contractors, never have a dog and pony show until you've identified 3 or more upcoming opportunities with that target. You can do it. The resources are out there. It will take you some time and effort, but if you do those 3 opportunity research, and they can happen from now to a year out, they don't all have to be right now, you will position yourself as the go-to company for the services and products that you're offering. It's been proven, $7 billion worth of proof. So the next one, number 5, is and this is actually kind of difficult, I will admit. It's identifying your own company's differentiators.
Oh, that should be the easiest, right? It's not always.
It's that, where most people start is, I'm SAIC, everybody knows us. Or if they're a small business, they'll say we're a woman owned or an 8A or a hub zone. None of those are differentiators. None of them. So differentiators are real when you can put a metric to it, a measurement, a number, because that is solid, that it's not just a subjective indicator of we have great people. It's our people are the best because they have over 20,000 hours worth of experience on working on exactly the same projects that we're going to work on for you. So you start putting numbers around your differentiators. And if I know it's difficult to do, guess who can help you? So after you do that, number 6 is go to these vendor outreach sessions, virtual, right? Virtual or not. A lot of people think,
even better virtual. How many more did people get to attend than they couldn't either fly into or take a day away? I've attended more events since this has started, and I have a little fatigue. I'll give you that, but yeah, I think it helped companies outside the Beltway during the pandemic because they had better access to some of those things.
And if you took a few steps on getting prepped for them and how to communicate during them, it can actually be one of the best business builders for you. So attend all of the virtual as well as the in-person events if you're comfortable doing so for your targets. I'm not saying go to every single one. Heck, you could go to a virtual event a day and not make any money. So in order to win, get focused but go and get known, get that relationship process started. The last 2 are be relentless in your professional contact all year long. Your corporate marketing messages, your personal sales and business development outreach, your capture process needs to be all year long. Because remember, you have more than 3 opportunities with that target. You're not just cherry picking onesie twosies and wasting a lot of time on separate agencies. There's a method to your focus, your strategy. If you're not sure how to do that, guess who can help? And then finally, there you go. And this last one is a sleeper, and most people don't use it at all. And the last one is create a trackable, measurable customer service process that feeds your past performance ratings as excellent. It's a strategy and the tactics to do that. We can help you.
I love it. As you said, you and I have been in business just around the same amount, a very long time now, over 20 years. We're coming closer to 25, both of us. I know that, which is exciting. I love to see your success, and I can see through your processes why you've had that success. We thank you so much for taking the time with us to run through that. I am hoping LPTA goes away for sure. I know it's not going to go away, but I hope for our very professional client services that they hear some of what you said and learn how to drive and shape opportunities, whether that's towards your socioeconomic, you may have a certification that others don't. While it's not the differentiator, it is part of shaping those opportunities, right? So knowing how to help people do set asides, and I know you can help with all of those things as well. All right, so I'm going to let you have the final word today. We don't keep everyone terribly long on our new normal in government contracting, but I'll let it be personal or professional, whatever you want, whether you want to talk about your dancing or, just a final thought of the day, whatever you prefer.
Well, it's always important to enjoy your life. And that's where the dancing comes in. Thank you for bringing that up. It puts a big smile on my face. The other thing that puts a big smile on my face is helping our clients succeed. It's as if they are our family, our children, our colleagues and siblings out there working hard and creating successes for themselves. Remember to plan, position, pursue. That will help you win contracts. If you'd like to chat with us, we would love to have a chat with you. Just check out our website for free information, and we're ready when you are.
What's that website address?
It is targetgov.com.
Very good. And we will have, for those of you listening, you will on our blog site find the article that we referenced along with TargetGov's full contact information. Gloria, thank you so much for taking your time with us, for all of our listeners this morning. It's always good to see you. I can't wait to see you again. And probably I'm going to see you soon. And now that we talk about these conferences. And thank you to all of our listeners for taking the time to sort of think through the government contracting landscape as we have it today. And we will look forward to seeing you all again on next month's New Normal in Government Contracting. Have a great day.